Hello there. Welcome to Willow Wonka's Candy Shop. Did you enjoy your tour of the factory? Oh, terrific. Well, as a bit of a thank you for taking the tour with us, we always offer all of our guests a complimentary candy selection. Okay, so what I'll do today, are you familiar with the variety of candies that we offer? Okay, just what you saw on the tour. Okay, well what I'll do is I'll kind of walk you through our most popular offerings, and then you can pick which one might be good for you. Okay? Well, let me just ask you a question though. Are you more of a kind of fruit candy person or more of a chocolate person? Either one. Alright. Well, I'll show you a little bit of both then, and then you can kind of let me know which one strikes your fancy. Alright. So, this is one of my personal favorites. It's our classic Wonka bar. And it, I know the wrapping is wonderful, isn't it? It's all this gold wrapping. It basically, this is the one that was kind of made famous by our golden ticket promotion that we had many years ago. So it's just normal milk chocolate, and of course all of our chocolate, as you saw on the tour, comes with just a hint of vanilla and just a touch of cinnamon. That's kind of our secret, but we have other ingredients, of course, that we can't divulge, but those are the ones we can tell the public about. So this is one of my favorites. I just kind of am a traditionalist, I guess, and I love just the creaminess of the milk chocolate, the way it just kind of melts on your tongue. So this is definitely our top seller, hands down. Okay, then we have this selection here. This is another chocolate bar. This is our white chocolate bar, and it actually has almonds and hazelnuts in it. So if you're more of a nut fanatic, then this is definitely the chocolate for you. I'm not particularly a fan of white chocolate, but this bar is fantastic, and as I said, I don't care too much for white chocolate. So it's a lighter bar, so it's not quite as heavy even as our classic bar, but it definitely kind of cuts the craving if you have a bit of a sweet tooth. So let me see here. And this package here is our fruit medley, is what we call it. So it's our it's basically our collection of our top-selling hard fruit candies, and of course we always use pure fruit juices when we create these. So yeah, it's kind of the same technology we used on the candies that were kind of a meal in one. So you'd choose a piece of gum, and it was like eating an entire meal. So that was really popular. Unfortunately, the FDA didn't approve it, so we had to kind of put the kibosh on those, but they were quite popular in the test run. But yeah, all of our candies though are made from all natural ingredients. If we do have to use an artificial ingredient here and there, it's very minimal. So yeah, not even really enough to mention. Alright, this is our taffy, and it comes in a wide variety of kind of unconventional flavors. There's well, the most popular are pancake and syrup. That one's absolutely delicious. There's also a mashed potato flavor, and there's one that tastes like boysenberry jam, which is my favorite. Okay, now these are a couple more chocolate bars that we have. This is our dark chocolate bar, and it is very rich. So as you can see, it's even a smaller quantity because we tried to sell them kind of as bigger packages, and people just couldn't handle them. So we kind of downed the packaging a little bit. The great thing about this one is it does have a layer of caramel in the middle. So the caramel adds that bit of sweetness that kind of is sometimes missing from dark chocolate bars. I tend to love dark chocolate, but again, sometimes it can be a bit too sharp for me, so this one is perfect because it does have the caramel layer in it. And, yes. Well, the Oompa Loompas actually developed this particular bar. They brought it from their country. So, the caramel recipe. It's not your traditional caramel. It has sea salt and a variety of other things in it. So, and it even is a little bit spicy at times. It can be a little bit spicy. It's a chili pepper they brought from their homeland. So, yeah, it's a great mix. Like I said, it's a great kind of balance of flavors. All right, this one here is a package of our lollipops. And as you saw on the tour, our lollipops are harvested from the sucker garden. So, this one has an assortment of different floral and fruity flavors. And I know the floral sounds a little off-putting to most people, but you'd be surprised, especially since we mix them with other kind of sweet flavors. So, for instance, it's lavender and vanilla is to die for. So that's again a popular selection that people often take home with them. And some other flavors in here are apple, banana, and honey rose. Yeah. Okay, now these are our jars of sugars, and the sugars are actually more of a candy. So we sell these sticks with them basically, and you just kind of like a dipstick, you lick the stick and then you just basically put it in there and collect the sugars. And the sugars, believe it or not, they're one of our top sellers again, just because no one else sells the variety that we do. And we make it so that I can't divulge really how we do, but it's even diabetic friendly. So yeah, if you have any family members or friends who have diabetes, they can even eat this, which is very unconventional usually. Usually sugar's off limits, but we've managed to do it. So this one right here is strawberry, and we have a strawberry banana one as well. We have a peanut butter cookie one that's fantastic. I'm trying to think of the other flavors we have. We have so many. There's raspberry and caramel apple, which is my personal favorite. And then we also have a black licorice. So if you feel like more of a kind of not a sweet selection, that's definitely the way to go if you like black licorice. I'm not a fan, but a lot of people are, I know. Okay. This package here, I'm going to show you a couple caramels now because, as I said, our caramels are rather unique. This caramel is our vanilla caramel, so it has vanilla, cinnamon, and caramels, and they're in these little tiny wrapping. Yeah, so they're just kind of a bite-sized thing, so you can just have them on the go. So these are good if you're kind of just want to head out the door and grab a couple pieces of candy as a treat. They're great. And then this one here is our praline caramel. So it has a large praline in the middle and, of course, caramel coating, which is amazing. We also have these, our caramels in chocolate coating. So we have basically a caramel in the center, and it's coated with various different types of chocolates. So we have our traditional caramel, which is basically a chunk of caramel. There's no other way to say it. It's just a huge chunk of caramel covered in our milk chocolate, which is kind of the same chocolate we use for the Wonka bar, the classic bar. And then there's also our Fruity Tooty caramel, which is basically our caramel, and in the center there is a blueberry, and then it's coated in like a white chocolate, and then on the outside there's dried strawberries, kind of, how do you say, kind of crushed up on top, on the outside, yeah. That one's hard to explain, there's so many layers. So that one is nice if you're feeling more like a kind of a fruity chocolate selection. we have a bunch of different chocolates, so as you can see, pretty much anything your mind can think up, we can create. So then of course there's other things we have in the shop. Of course, the everlasting gobstopper. We have plenty of those on hand at all times, even though they're not quite as everlasting anymore because we had to cut back on costs. Yeah, it happened many years ago, and it was in the news, and it was a big thing. But they do last quite a long time still, though. Let me see here. Oh, and then of course we have all of our edible homemade items. So yeah, our edible decor items. So it's basically, for instance, we have lampshades that are edible. We have curtains that are edible. We even have some pillows that are edible, and they're in all different flavors. And that one, actually, you can custom order an item of your choosing, and we can make it into candy. So that's really nice. And then, of course, there's our flavored wallpaper, which is amazing. It's great if you're kind of wanting a bit of a sweet touch in your room, and you have kind of more of a tendency to eat candy in the middle of the night or anything, because you can just kind of sneak out of bed and lick the wall and you're good to go. And no one will be any the wiser about you doing it. So I really like the wallpaper, and we have that in different varieties. Again, I think there's like 25 different flavors for that. So that's really nice. And then we have our bubblegum line, which there's different things that you can kind of achieve with the bubblegum. We have one bubblegum line that's basically, if you eat it, you will turn a different color. We have another one where if you eat it, you'll take on a different voice, so you can have, yeah, that one's fun for parties and stuff. Then we have another one where it can be any flavor you want. Yeah, you basically program the packaging of it, and then it kind of, yeah, we came up with this packaging where you program what you want, and then it kind of injects the flavor into it within the packaging itself. And then it'll taste exactly like that, so that's rather unique. Yeah. So is there any candy, though, that kind of sounds better to you, or that you'd prefer? Okay. Okay, well, yeah, definitely. And like I said, you get one free candy selection with the tour, but you're more than welcome, of course, to buy any other candy you like, and you get a 25% discount, so yeah. Okay, what I'll do is I'll have you take your selection up to Anna at the front counter, and she'll ring you up, and take your time perusing around the store and finding out if there's anything else that you might like to dive into. Okay? Okay, well, it was great meeting you, and I hope you join us again soon. Bye.